I once read this really interesting quote. It said that the fastest way between two people is a story.
There's too many people telling our stories.
And that's really what we're battling here, is a battle of narratives, a battle of stories.
And what we find is that we're either the villains in the story or we're the victims in the story. And no one's telling the stories in the middle of how much we are contributing to our country, all the development and progress in our community, and also the times when there are things that impact us. We should be able to tell people how we're feeling about certain things.
If you look at the Quran, right, the revolution starts with Iqra and Qalam, reading and writing.
Unfortunately, our community is investing in building buildings, but we're not building our stories and building people.
The need for cultural rhetoric and the need for creating cultural thought is intrinsic to having people who can write, people who can express themselves.
The best people to tell our stories is us.
One of the great things about Omar becoming Muslim, he was one of 10 people in Mecca who was literate.
If people aren't telling their own stories, someone else is defining who they are. And there is no more important time than right now for young people, old people, anyone who has the ability to express, to tell their own story.
We have a lot of perspective on many social justice issues. We have a lot of stories of activism and empowerment.
We've got incredible talent in Muslim communities, and they need our support so that they can create a career out of being a writer or being a commentator. If not, we're going to cede that territory to people who don't know our communities and don't know our stories.
It is a critical time for the American Muslim community to invest in journalism and telling our own stories.
I can't think of a more important initiative than to give people the tools, the resources to express themselves and tell the world, speak for themselves, rather than have others speak for them.
In the face of corporate media, in the face of corporate textbooks, in the face of a very corporate-owned America, there has to be independent outlets for the Muslim community to express its concerns and address them openly and freely.
In the era of Black Lives Matter and endless drone strikes, help us help others by projecting their stories to the world through our unique platform. Help us tell the stories of those who are unable to speak up, who are unable to reach out. Help us reach them. There's an African proverb that goes, "Until the lion learns to write, every story will glorify the hunter."
I would urge you, request you to give your support in whatever way you can, and even a small support will go a long way.
Thank you so much for viewing this video about the Muslim Observer Foundation and an affiliate of the Muslim Observer Foundation, TMO. TMO, the Muslim Observer newspaper, has been around for more than 20 years. It is America's oldest media organization that covers the American Muslim community. It also needs to develop significant talent. Muslim students will not go into journalism unless we support them, and the TMO Foundation's core focus is to support great storytellers. Storytellers for every organization, for every mosque, for every school, but also for American Muslim newspapers like the TMO. Support the TMO Foundation with your nonprofit tax-deductible gift that will allow the storytellers to hone and develop their craft. By supporting them, you tell your story.